All right, welcome back, guys. We are now into game one of match one of the day, and
Week
it's going to
7.
be hype.
The last week of regular season. Guys, this game is so important for both these teams. Mostly MEC hysteria, though, as they are in the middle of the standings around the 3, 4, 5 spots, sitting at 4 and 2. If they secure this win here, they can avoid the tiebreaker scenario that we're talking about that could come later in the day.
Hey, and you know, this is what I love to see.
Trifold is getting ready. He's
Get this man!
rubbing his hands. And it could
Okay.
start early. I mean, Olaf is lethal right here. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
get the flash.
Olaf could flash follow, but he's a bit close to the turret now. But
No,
hey,
I
we
say
like to
take
see
that.
that.
Sekiro securing the flash
Yeah,
on Aphelios there. I would call that a big old dub
flash
for the
Sekiro.
level 1. Yeah, flash Sekiro'd.
Very well done, and I expect that to actually be some foreshadowing in this game. I was saying earlier in Pickpan, they just have more options in the early game with the Olaf, the pacing he can get, the fact that Evelyn can't really challenge him in the early levels. You have Darius to work with in the top lane. You have this Rel Jhin set up in the bot lane. So I'm expecting McMaster to come out swinging, and it's up to MEC to hold on, scale, and let the Azir Aphelios do that late game work.
Something I want to bring up before we get too deep into this game, just a little something to giggle about,
Yeah, sure.
is I love how the stream started out today. Holy Boxer's taking about 20 minutes to prepare what she was going to say this morning and then stumbles on the first sentence.
Oh, no.
She's looking at me, what do you mean? You're going to throw me under the bus like that?
She caught it, though, really well. She
Oh,
just,
yeah.
in the middle of, she, like, almost tripped, but, like, caught herself.
Welcome
So,
to League of Legends. I mean, one life to play.
Well, is it not League of Legends?
This is
Try?
League of Legends. At its finest.
Definitely at its finest. And we see junglers pathing away from each other. This is probably good for Hecarim, and they're both probably happy trading full clears here. So, Try, we do notice, while Evelyn skipped Krugs, it seems, we still have full clearing junglers, full clearing, okay, on this new patch. You would expect the radical change would be, okay, jungle XP is bad, let's take a level 3 jungler like Jarvan, gank level 2, gank level 3, but that's not what we're seeing in this first game.
I think that's why we're seeing like the Jarvan being banned out this game. Champion you don't normally see getting taken out during ban phase. So definitely a jungler that these teams are concerned about in the new patch.
Yeah, definitely. Jarvan has been rising in popularity in pro play in every region. I think it's a tank Jarvan that you build, and he's just so good in the team fight with the Cataclysm. For example, Seraphine and Jhin, if they have no flash and they get hit by Cataclysm, there's no Lantern there, they would just die, right? So that reliability on the Cataclysm, along with some of the tricks you can do with his EQ combo, make Jarvan a pretty scary jungler on this patch. For example, I've seen the really nasty Jarvans would like walk up to, like, say, threatening to kill the Jhin. If Rel goes to W on him, he'll EQ buffer out of it. So you can really soak CC and still get your knockup off. And I see that on really good Jarvans, just find ways to like 2-for-1 with CC. So you see Rel with a 2-man W into the stun here.
Jhin is going to secure a kill here.
He's looking for the flash,
but
nice
Aphelios is doing
root.
so much damage right now.
Yeah, look at the Aphelios 1v2
They
in this
ignored
situation.
him, and oh, you cannot ignore the Aphelios like that.
Yeah, it looked like Jhin was flashing in, auto range and just could not get in range. We see KBD.
Sekiroing another flash there.
That's right. So if I'm not mistaken, that was Olaf running into Evelyn and chasing her away.
Oh, we might see a tower dive here.
2v1. Will the root land? It does. And that's Bone taking out Jaeger. It's a 1-for-1. But you're happy with that as long as he's losing minions under turret. Really good start from MEC.
I think the unfortunate thing there for them is that actually Thresh is picking up that kill there. So giving up a kill on 2 Jhin in exchange for a kill on Thresh, not necessarily that worth, I guess. I mean, he is losing the farm and time, having to walk back to lane. But Aphelios can't do that much with Thresh not in lane as well. He needs to reset.
But Aphelios gets a free back, he gets a plate, and
Oh,
the
did he get a plate there? I
he
didn't
did,
notice.
yeah.
Okay.
He kind of like face tanked KVB to grab the plate there. And that's really important because
Yeah.
I think the XP difference, you'll call that worth for MEC. You get up a level, the
Yeah,
farm
and
will
he's gonna
probably
come
even
back
out.
with up on items as well.
Yeah. And this we see an all-in. Darius could all-in this. He's such a terrifying champion. For those of you who don't play top and play against this guy 3 times a day, it's like if you make
Yeah,
one
you're lucky.
mistake, you're just out of the game. And we can see he's already up 20 farm. He has the lane in a decent spot. I think it's pushing away from him, but still.
And he's so threatening. He's walking up in front of the enemy minion wave saying, "These are my minions. You better stay back under your
Yeah.
tower or I'm going to mess with you."
Yeah, and you have to show the respect there. And the worst part is, you can't really gank him pre-6. Like, you can gank him with the Evelyn burst damage. I think that's doable, but
But it's hard. You need invis.
Yeah, you need that 6 because he will 2v1 a gank, any gank that comes right now. So, La Bayan here is just on an island to fend for himself. But he's, you know, doing a pretty fair job. He got the wave to come back in his turret. This is as happy as you can be as Orange in this matchup. Seraphine with a flash R looking
But the
for
miss.
Poo Poo there because they know he is flashes. So if that tags him, he goes down there. So I respect that look, but just not connecting with those important abilities here. And now we're watching Bone and Skeggy here. Can they assert their dominance? Are they going to send their Evelyn is... Both junglers are topside right now, so this is a fair 2v2. And they will get pushed and look to move and get some vision. But we can expect this bot lane to maybe be able to self-sustain their advantage, maybe even grow it in the 2v2 because Aphelios Thresh is a very deadly combo.
Yeah, I think McMaster made a big mistake at that early play. They wanted the kill on Thresh so badly that they just let Bone do so much damage uncontested and kind of gave up their lead. I mean, they had Aphelios flash down. They just had chunked Thresh out of lane completely. Instead of taking it as it is, they greeted for the kill, didn't even get it, and then lost pretty much all control of the lane that they had prior to that play.
Yeah, and I think it speaks to Aphelios as a champion because he is a late game scaling, game winning champion, but he also can scrap in the early levels. If you forget about him for a half a second, he could be in a lot of trouble. So that's one of the things I like about the Aphelios pick. I think he's strong at every stage in the game. It's just his immobility really burdens
his
him.
downfall, yeah.
But that's why you pair him with Thresh. I think the Lantern with the Aphelios is so major key. We see a 2v3. Evelyn is at Gromp, right? So MEC's jungle is nearby, but a nice Rel engaged the double root coming up, and now Olaf around the corner, and they were able to trade one back. But
that's a deep TP.
Can Olaf do any more? TP was canceled, so now it's just a 2v1, and Olaf doing so much work in this situation will get the double kill. And that's both bot laners from MEC going down before Evelyn could even get there, but she's
looking.
She is snuck into the brush, so maybe
is she gonna get?
She's gonna
here?
she's gonna yonk the Jhin here as a trade.
Yeah.
So it'll actually be a 2 for 2 if she connects. Wait a second, Jaeger,
She
can you outplay this? Is there anything he can do? I don't think so. So 2 for 2 at the end of the day. And I gotta say, I like that for McMaster. They're getting there. Look how far ahead he is in the jungle in CS. Now they're just augmenting his lead. They can play neutral objectives around him.
Yeah, and in the scheme of things, bot lane is not that far behind. Yeah, they're down. They're 1 and 4 together. But he's only down 12 CS on the Aphelios.
Yeah, really not
that's
too
definitely
bad.
something you can come back from. No problem, I think.
Sure.
Yoinked them there.
Oh yeah, we see the Rel engage is clean here, but this Aphelios damage just means KDB has to trade his life for this look, but it ends up being worth it because now the Olaf can just duel this Aphelios out here. Had that TP come in, it could have been a different story, but oh, okay, we have a possible fight in the Drake pit where it looks like Rel is being focused, but so is Evelyn. She's burning to something, and Sekiro securing that kill. He will just continue to run down with the Axis. Bone doing a good job kiting. Look at that Aphelios damage. The Seraphine Charm will land, followed up by a root, but the Emperor's Divide from the Azir almost disengages that, but it's venerated on Seraphine, able to pick up Bone, and that's a winning play from McMaster University. Oh, but it's not over. The Olaf ulti coming through. Can he hit plant? He gets over the wall. We're looking for a snipe axe.
Snipe axe?
Sniper, not
Oh.
quite. He gets hooked. Oh,
Will
he's
Sekiro,
so
the
low.
securing king, secure this kill? And he does not.
That's a tongue twister for
Oh,
you if I've
man.
ever heard one. The Azir flashing away from KVB. Once that
Barely.
hook landed, it looked like Olaf was maybe killable, but KVB still around the corner, and that was
Yeah.
a nice scrap to start off this game.
Definitely. We missed it, but we do. MEC did pick up Ocean Drake there.
Yeah, which is could have been, and we see Venerated will go down here into a nice Evelyn invis play, right, with the Thresh follow up. You only need 2 characters to kill that champion when she does not have flash. But yeah, possibly try MEC gets Drake and gets punished with a fairly good trade from McMaster.
Yeah.
I think that's how it went down. So for Evelyn to secure the first Drake, I think into that Olaf, especially the Fed Olaf that we see in this game, I think is pretty impressive. So we'll have to see if they look to stack those Drakes or if they want to just find picks on Evelyn and get their carries fed. And here's the Evelyn visit Darius. I think this is doable. It just has to be executed properly. You cannot let Darius hit a 2-man Q. His Q just went out. If he hits 2-man Q, I think he heals enough to turn this. And you can see how cautious they are when they're ganking this guy. And Olaf here, it's a 2v2. You never win.
Oh, yeah. This is. I think they can dive this here and yoink, dunk in this man.
But Olaf is low, so he will trade. It's a
Okay,
1
yeah.
for a 1. I think Olaf took a tower
One too
shot that
many.
he was not expecting, and it gave Poo Poo the angle on Evelyn to trade back with the ultimate. So 1 for 1, you'll take that if you're Ornn, especially because you just feel so weak in that lane. You're happy to trade. And look at the CS difference. So the kill going on a
Yeah.
Darius. It's a rule of thumb in the top lane. If Darius
No, it's
gets
looking,
1 kill.
Yeah, it's looking real bad for Ornn here.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, but
Your team can deal with Darius, though. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, you cannot fight him one-on-one, but your team, it could be 1 hook into an Aphelios route and enough Azir damage, they can kite him out and deal with that character. But if he gets out of control, it just gets harder and harder for the team. KVB looking, there's a TP coming in.
Oh,
I think
that's a
that's
deep TP.
Venerated. So the Seraphine flank here, they miss Bone with the stun. He's looking for that lantern,
This
but he
is
can't
Ornn.
quite get it. The Rel and the Seraphine chain CC. Ornn has made it in. The Call to Forge guy will hit 2, and that's Jaeger going down to Skeggy. Can they find any more? Bones so low, but still firing off.
needs to be careful.
They're going under turret here. They have Azir. Can he look for a big shuffle? And the
Oh!
Emperor's Divide comes in on 2, but he might just trade his life away
For none.
for
Oh, no.
0.
That
And that
feels
was
really bad. He
a valiant effort.
pushed him the wrong way. I think he thought he had more damage than he really did, so he just straight up hit them with the ult, kind of like cram them against the wall of the rift.
Yeah.
But because he doesn't have enough damage, I think he needed to set them up back towards his team.
Oh, and secure on the Olaf here. He's coming.
no.
He has something to say about this play, but look at that Lantern. I mean, Lantern's
Yeah,
such a big
Lantern
deal
is-
here. He's going to drop all, put some damage. I think he dies here for this.
Oh, the green for the kills, guys.
Yeah, these teams are overextending
Yeah.
into each other. Tries it's going to make for a very hasty and back and forth game. I mean, that's what it looks like so far. Mistakes were definitely made, but I gotta say, Bone on the Aphelios really holding it down despite being low.
Yeah.
But MEC taking too many turret shots and zip the zap.
First it was Azir for MEC, and then it was Sekiro for McMaster.
Right,
so
right.
you guys need it, you know. I think that's they're overzealous. They're getting into this game. I mean, they're you know what? They're feeling themselves.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, that's a good way to put
they're
it.
letting
sure.
they're just letting it loose on the rift, and you know, I'm thinking to myself, oh man, you can't be doing stuff like that. But hey, you know what? Do what you got to do, and I think this is going to turn out to be a hell of a game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Try and like for example, that Azir play. You need players on great teams. You need players who are not afraid to make that play, to try that, to make something happen. Because I think the biggest problem was he insta took aggro. If he doesn't take aggro there and it maybe goes on Thresh for a shot or 2, that could have looked different. But I really do respect Zip the Zap for looking for that play. And like you said, just leaving it all on the rift here. So Drake number 2. Both top laners are walking down to Drake number 2 try. This is just a 5v5 game waiting to happen. Normally you see something like a Camille, maybe an Aurelia who's looking to split away from Drakes, but no, these top laners without TP on either are just walking down. which means starting at the
Oh,
15-minute mark, we're getting 5v5s.
sorry
every
to
5
cut you
minutes.
off, but that is so much better. Those lights were so bright. They're like
Yes,
blinding me
thank
while
you.
I'm trying to watch this game.
All right, we see teams lining up. Venerated taking a bit of chunk. A nice orange flank here. The call,
Oh,
the
big.
Forge God hits everybody, and is that the setup? But wait, the Rel ultimate, the Magnet Storm is so big.
Oh,
How does MEC
is
get
this a
out
turn?
of this? And they're going front to back.
Oh,
The
Darius is the
going
dunk
crazy.
master right now.
The Jin shots over the top, securing the kills, and that is McMaster University winning the fight. And look at this Darius chase down. He's
the
got you in
gun
his
is-
hands.
Oh, the flash though.
Yeah, you have
Okay,
to flash
that's
that.
good. Securing, getting the flash from Poo Poo there.
And KVB on the Rel with a nasty, nasty Magnet Storm. My goodness, that is why you pick Rel. Yes, into Thresh.
Oh no, and he doesn't have flash. He just got yoinked, and Evelyn definitely going down here.
Yeah,
Ugh.
that was like deja vu, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I
it
looked back
was.
up and I was like,
And
are
the
you
exact
replaying
same
that?
thing was
I thought
happening.
you were replaying that. No, but yeah, shout out KVB on that Magnet Storm. It just instant wins
Yes.
you fights, like period, point blank.
And
That's
to
why you pick
counter
Rel.
that from the Ornn ulti, the Ornn ult,
That
hit
would have
four
been the play.
members, yes, and then but her ulti prevented
Even
them
better.
from like taking the Ornn ult opportunity.
Yeah.
It stunned them all up
Yeah.
for like a good split second. Everyone else was landed from the knockup, and it was all out battle from there.
Completely shut down the play that MEC was looking to make single-handedly, I would even say, on the Rel. And it reminds me of a Core JJ play, Team Liquid. If I can remember who they played against last night. I think Golden Guardians, maybe, or his highlights. I just watched Core JJ with the counter engage on Rel. He does the same thing. Enemy looks for a play. You blow your all of your cooldowns in a counter engage, and it just looks so nice like that when you can hit multiple members with that Magnet Storm. And top lane getting a little bit out of control. I think Ornn walks away here, but look how scared he has to be.
Yeah, you just one hole, and he's flashing out because he knows he gets slowed up by the Q, or I mean the W, and he gets hit with Q. I mean, it might be all over just from that.
But I gotta say, this guy, he's doing his job. He is respecting when he has to. He's looking for big call the Forge Gods
Yeah.
to set up his teammate.
And-
I can't blame the Ornn.
And on top of that, he's closing the CS
Uh-oh.
gap. Oh, but nice.
Oh, no, that hook might mean he dies. If he lands a Q here, I think R.
It's R can kill him.
No, he already R'd.
Did he
It
cancel the
didn't
R
quite
with
kill
the
him.
ulti?
No, he R'd during the CC, which is a
Okay.
perfect way to
Okay.
execute it. But members are here from McMaster. They're going with the chase down. Look at that Seraphine
Oh, the
ulti
Seraphine didn't get.
dodged out by
Yeah.
both members. Well played there. Now, what can they get on the opposite side of the map? They can push mid into just a Jin.
Well, right now Azir is pushing bot wave into bot tier 2, so
Yeah, so this is going to be the answer. Can they crack mid turret? That would be really nice. You see Aphelios can play aggressive with that Lantern. Love to see it. And then meanwhile, try great call Azir pushing tier 2
yeah,
on his own.
a really good cross map response from MEC here on that play top lane.
Yeah.
Both members of MEC getting away from that four-man play top, as well as securing objectives in mid, and probably it looks like he did not get tower, but I'm assuming tower damage.
Yeah.
Denied some CS by shoving those waves in, so good overall play there for MEC.
Yeah, definitely. That's what you like to see. A lot of, I'd say, like mid-tier teams wouldn't know to look to play opposite.
They might
of the
just start
map.
running across the whole map,
Yeah.
going, "Oh, guys, they're overextending top. Everyone run to try and help." And by that point, the play is long over.
But we don't have mid-tier teams in this league, I would say, especially these guys who are battling for their top spots in the league. They know how to trade away.
Yeah.
They know how the game works. They know when to cut losses. And when you're looking at a 3-0 Darius, who already has Stridebreaker,
Yo.
you're going to cut some losses.
3-0 Darius is a yikes for me, bud.
But let me talk about Darius, because Darius is such an issue in the top lane. He's been S tier for 5 years because it's
Facts.
so hard to play into him. But he is immobile,
Yeah.
and the higher rank you get, when you get to these D2 plus teams,
People know how to play against it.
they know. Oh,
Oh, no.
as we say that, try cast a curse. Just say it. What do we do
Oh, and he
here?
gets yoinked, so he can't.
Yeah, this looks like lethal
Oh,
from
yeah.
Darius, and just textbook Darius. He yonked them away from the opportunity to hit the call of the Forge God, and you saw as soon as Ornn used his E into the wall, he was dead.
Yeah, yeah.
But in the team setting, high-level players can kite Darius out and make him feel useless in team fights. So we'll have to see if the front to back, if Ornn can be more valuable in a 5v5 setting in the late game than Darius. But at the rate that Darius is going, it doesn't look like it. But gold is still
No.
relatively even. McMaster only up.
Gold is close. It looks like
2,500.
McMaster setting up for Drake. I think that's the right play. Drake Infernal is up in 4 seconds. And we see MEC kind of spread out across the map, but Olaf and Jin are ready. I think taking Dragon right now. So I think it's going to be confirmed Infernal for McMaster.
Yeah, it's a give, and the issue I have with this from MEC is if you're gonna give that Drake, you should maybe be looking to play top lane and dive that Seraphine, right?
Yeah, I think
she's alone up there. I think Justin, Evelyn hover in the 2v1 while they're taking Drake. You know jungle won't be there. You know AD is probably hitting it too. You can maybe look for a response play. I think that could have been the proactive angle MEC could have looked for, but
I think at this point it's coming down to a little bit of a mental game here. We're starting to see these little slip-ups. Like before, they played really well to the cross-map play. There, they kind of they didn't really respond or get anything out of giving that Dragon. And at this point, I think it's kind of like, you know, they're worried about this Darius. You're worried to. Do you go and try and take that Seraphine? Because what if Darius is kind of hanging around and you've got, you know, 3v2 against that Darius and Seraphine?
Yeah.
You're not going to win still, I think.
yeah, I see your point. So I think maybe it was a non-decisive give call. Like
Yes.
if you're gonna give the Drake, but you haven't set up like a trade play.
Like you don't have a definitive game plan in your head
Yeah.
for giving that Drake, and you're kind of just hanging out going, okay, like we have to give it, but what do we do?
Yeah, I guess what you do now is look for just more item breakpoints on your Azir Aphelios. These champions can shred through a Darius if he's not already dunking their team right in front of them, right? So if you look for the second completed item on Azir, look for the third completed item on Aphelios. MEC, their comp scales insanely, not to mention the Ornn items that will come through.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't blame MEC for giving. It's just when you give Drakes, usually you should look to trade away.
So I'm not too sure how it sounds on stream, but I gotta say, shout out to our man McCringleberry, because our mics sound really good to us right
this
now.
is so much better.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like
sound
feeling
crisp.
myself.
Diddy sounds crisp. Woo.
The GOAT, Larry, appreciate it. McCringleberry means a lot because I'm feeling good here, and I'm just excited to watch these games. It's already close. It's already a good game. It's not a stomp by any means. It's a raid boss. What Shamansi? I mean, surprise, surprise.
Yeah,
This guy's
we
always
we called
popping
that
off.
in Pickman.
Always.
You said, okay, we see the Darius on our volley barrier Madman, and we're probably gonna see Darius pop off here. Raid boss Darius.
Yeah. He plays these champs that are so strong that they'll 2v1, right? So I could push up in lane at all times. I'm Darius. You can't gank me with Evelyn. I'm just going to hard pressure and solo kill your laner. And those are the type of champs that he seems to excel on. These champs find weaknesses in the late game with their mobility, but it doesn't matter if you're going to buy Stridebreaker and just be on this insane curve. And this could be a look, sadly.
Oh, and there's the Stridebreaker. It's just too good.
Oh, he's going to TP his
he's
way
gonna get
out.
away.
Maybe. He gets out.
Does he? Okay, nice.
That is very smart.
After the pull goes through, he says, "Fuck this, I'm out."
And I cannot relate more to that
Yeah.
Ornn. I mean, I wish I had that quick of thinking, though, Try. I mean, to know that you're dead and that he hooked and it's all clear to just get on out of there.
Yeah, because if he canceled that TP, that would have been a really feels bad.
Really, or if he just dunks him on his way out and then you TP and then bleed and
bleeds
die.
and dies. Oh my god, can you imagine?
The dunk
That's
never
a
came
keyboard
through.
smashing kind of play.
Oh, man. The dunk never came through, so it might have been a
I don't. He
possibility.
did. There's no way. He didn't have enough.
Okay.
I mean, Ornn got the TP through at like what, 2/3 HP.
Yeah,
so.
sure. And that's the name of the game, I guess, is avoid this Darius.
Yep, and here he is back in the bot lane after that TP. He's a TP towards Baron Pit and then walk back down to bot, but
He
Hey,
like
you gotta
has
do
to
what you
sneak
gotta
out.
do.
You gotta sneak out there and try
Yeah.
and get your XP somehow. It's
Yeah.
like really like
Well, like we said, he was closing that gap, but now the Darius is like it's hard to even be in lane with him.
that's right.
So doing the best he can, but he's still down. Like what is that? 70 CS. So
Yeah, it's not ideal, but it's just the price you pay for blind picking Ornn, which is such a useful teamfight tank.
yes.
You're paying those costs now in the early game. It's kind of to be expected.
So I think it's gonna end up. It's gonna pay off in the long run. I think MEC looks really good here. They're only down 2K gold. They're down 1 Drake. Only down 3 kills. Yeah, Darius is insanely huge right now. But like you were saying, if these members on MEC could just scale and hit their item power spikes, like they're gonna take down this Darius front to back as they, take these team fights.
100%.
Again with the setup from Ornn. So like maybe even here we don't see the IE's not completed yet for Aphelios, but if they take this fight here for this Infernal, I mean, can they win it? I'm not really sure. If they play it right, probably, but
They definitely can. Remember, they had a pretty good look at a fight until Rel had a 4-man.
yeah, they need to make sure they're not too
storm.
clumped up for that.
Exactly.
But it's hard when you get the setup on the Ornn ulti and you're in the river. It's hard to keep your distance from each other and not get hit by that.
Another thing is try that Sterax makes Darius actually so hard to kill in the mid game. I think Sterax is something that we don't talk about enough when we're talking about front to back and these fighters, these carry champions. Like Darius could soak a lot of damage here and surprise them with that shield, but we'll have to see how it shakes out. We are lined up for
Everyone
a
on
front
the
to
flank
back.
here.
Hook on the Darius, so that could be first focus, but the Seraphine ulti's massive.
Oh,
Rel
here's-
goes in the back line with a nice Magnet Storm, and that's going to be McMaster. It looks like they can win the fight unless Evelyn could do a ton here. Gets venerated down extremely low, but McMasters with the disengage are just going to win the long fight here.
Oh,
Take out multi-members, and here's these two again in the same spot where they like to meet up after
Yeah.
fights. And
Yeah.
Darius with the dunk for the ace, and I gotta say, Seraphine and Rel, their high-impact ultimates, make it so that it can't traditionally 5v5 their comp. In hindsight, try those key ultis, Seraphine and Rel, so massive.
so it looks like they're going to secure the Baron. I forgot about the replay, so let's see if I caught it. But something we missed out there was an absolutely huge play-changing Azir ulti, I think, there. So let's see if we caught it, and I didn't, of course.
I missed it.
Yeah, I'm
as
sorry.
well.
So when the Rel went in there
Yeah.
and set up her ulti, in that whole mess of what was going on, Azir, Shurima shuffled and ulted the entire team towards the dragon, like kind of at an angle towards the dragon pit, and just set them up for something huge. He ended up going down there, but I think it was huge for their team. And then, overall, it's just not enough to deal with the Darius, but it was huge. The ulti, I think there was a potential there. You do something like that, let's say give them another 10 minutes to try and scale into this game. You make an Azir play like that, and it might turn these fights in your favor.
I see what you're saying, especially with. And my next question is then, what was Aphelios doing? Was he getting tagged up by the Charm, or was he getting tagged up by the Rel Magnet Storm?
I think he was getting chased down by Olaf there. We saw him getting finished off in the jungle near the wolves, and I think he spent most of that fight trying to kite out the Olaf.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, it just looks so tricky to play with Rel and Seraphine on the same team. Maybe Azir, instead of looking for the game-changing play, could just be, supplementing his Aphelios with damage, because I'd imagine an Olaf.
I mean, maybe what he really needs to do is when they're looking for that engage, when Rel and those guys are coming at you, not trying to set up a, play like a flashy ultimate, but just shove them back.
Yeah.
Stall their engage out so that when they're trying to make these plays, you're at least putting up some sort of like stalling mechanic. Just saying like, okay, yeah, you're trying to all in right now, but just shove them back, kite it out a little bit, and see if you can create some more space for yourself, because you really need the space in this comp.
Yeah, definitely. Especially in Olaf, champ who ignores CC but still has to run around walls.
Yeah.
If you can wall off a corridor and force him to have no path onto your Aphelios, that could...
Especially in the
change
jump,
the
like
fight.
if they kited that, so like looking in hindsight, if they kited that fight into the jungle where they ended up dying, they made it to that point.
Oh, the Forge
Oh,
got
I'm gonna
onto
wait.
the Darius. The Evelyn is here. She could do a lot of damage, but
She might.
I think they
She
could
has
do
ulti.
this. Oh, the ulti
Oh,
gets
but it's
soaked. And Weshamani with a beautiful flash follow-up. That was so
that's
fast.
a play.
He knew exactly what to do, but meanwhile, they're going to look to take out this Rel, but she did so much to stall and do damage. Olaf is already running down. Aphelios is dead.
I think
He's
this is
moved
game.
on to his next target. That's going to be Thresh. Skeggy Cougar dropping as
They
well.
have
They will
Baron.
look for inhib.
This is game.
And there, yeah, they're
We
going
got
to go to Nexus turrets.
25 and 30 seconds on everybody except for Ornn here. There's no way he can defend this. It's going to be game 1 going over to Mick Master.
Yeah, McMaster coming out huge here with a couple key picks, and they're looking for a couple kills to pad the stats, as you would say. But it's Nexus next, and MEC gonna be 1-0 in this series, showing another angle of how they could just be a fierce team in this league.
Yeah, I think things were looking really, really good for MEC there, but then that dragon fight, they went down. I think it was